In order to reduce accidents and enhance the safe operation of this implement, the manufacturer Fieldquip Proprietary Limited has provided this Safety Practices DVD so as to familiarise and instruct slasher operators in safe practices when using mower equipment. It's important that every slasher operator be educated in the operation of their mowing equipment and be able to recognise the potential hazards that can occur while operating a mower. This DVD, along with the slasher's operator's manual and the warning messages on the slasher, will significantly assist in this important education. The manufacturer has designed this implement to be used with all its safety equipment properly attached to minimise the chance of accidents. Before you start, read and pay attention to the safety messages for your implement shown in your operator's manual. Fieldquip slashers are designed with care and built in Australia with quality materials by our skilled workers. Proper assembly, maintenance and operating practices as described in this DVD will help the owner-operator get years of satisfactory service from the machine. Careful use and timely service saves extensive repairs and costly downtime losses. The operations and maintenance sections of this video trains the owner-operator how to work the slasher correctly and attend to appropriate maintenance. Safety is of primary importance to the owner-operator and to the manufacturer. Depending on the slasher model, Fieldquip slashers are designed for cutting and clearing grasses, crop residue shredding, heavy to light brush cutting for land clearing, clearing paddocks and private roads, thick grasses, weeds, brush and undergrowth. The tractor used to operate the slasher must have the power capacity to lift, pull and operate the power takeoff (PTO) at the mower's rated speed while travelling at a ground speed between 5 to 8 km per hour. Operating the mower with a tractor that does not meet the following requirements may cause tractor or mower damage and be a potential danger to the operator and passers-by. PTO speed. Depending on slasher model, please refer to owner's manual. Do not exceed manufacturer's recommended PTO speeds. Fieldquip slashers are designed for a range of applications. Avoid excessive ground speed for terrain conditions. Read tractor operator's manual for adjustments to increase tractor stability. Light scrub, heavy brush. Thick grasses, weeds, brush and undergrowth. Please refer to operator's manual. Use extreme caution when connecting the slasher to the tractor. The slasher should be securely resting at ground level or setting on blocks. Keep hands and feet from under the mower deck and clear of pinch points between the tractor hitch arms and mower pins. The 3PL connection. Start the tractor and reverse it towards the slasher, ensuring the tractor is square to the slasher. Raise or lower the height of the lower linkage arms to match the height of the slasher mounting points using the tractor hydraulic 3PL control. It may also be necessary to adjust the width between the two lower arms to accommodate the width of the slasher. This is done by turning the sway chain adjusters to create more or less free play. Slowly reverse the tractor so that the lower linkage arms fit into the implement mounting points. Attach the implement to the 3PL with mounting pins and secure with linch pins. A pry bar can be used to fine-tune the position if you have difficulty aligning the linkage arm and implements. Next, attach the top link with mounting pins and linch pins. Some are rigid bars and some are chains. The slasher has a chain to allow the implement to pivot up if it hits a large bump or object. This helps protect the PTO shaft from damage. The slasher will now need to be adjusted. The hydraulic system will have a lift limiter adjuster to set how high or low the implement can be raised. Height adjustment can be fine-tuned by turning the upright arms. Sway chain adjusters enable you to pull the slasher in tight to the two bottom linkage arms and minimize sway. The linkage should be set up with some free play, approximately 50 mm, to protect against damage from side forces. The PTO. Power takeoff connection. PTO shafts come in standard lengths so that they can be adapted to all tractors. This means that you may have to shorten the PTO shaft to suit your tractor. Hold the male and female sections parallel to each other and check for a minimum 15 centimetre overlap. If there's less than the minimum overlap, do not use that shaft. Note, when fitting an implement for the first time, it's essential to ensure the slasher PTO shaft is a suitable length. The slasher PTO shaft is telescopic to allow it to vary in length as the slasher is raised and lowered. If the shaft is too short, it will come apart when the slasher is lowered. If the shaft is too short, it will need to be replaced with a longer one. If the shaft is too long, the shaft can bottom out. This can be rectified by cutting the shaft down. Refer to the slasher instruction manual for getting the shaft length right. PTO-driven slashers are first fitted to the 3PL as demonstrated. The slasher PTO shaft is then fitted to the tractor PTO drive shaft. Start by aligning the splines between the yoke and the tractor drive shaft. Then press the quick release button to slide the yoke on. Slide the yoke fully home until the quick release button pops out. Ensure the PTO guard is in place and the safety chain is attached. Use the high-low limiter to ensure the slasher can't be raised high enough for the PTO shaft to hit the slasher. Conduct the check with the PTO disengaged. If a turning shaft hits the implement, it can cause damage to the PTO system or personal injury. Setting the clutch. Gearbox protection is provided by a slip clutch with replaceable discs. The slip clutch is designed to slip when excessive torsion loads are encountered. All new clutches supplied with Fieldquip implements have been preset by the following guide. Compress springs fully, then back off 2 turns. Fine-tune so that the clutch slips occasionally. On 20-spline models, clutch-retaining clamp bolts must be tightened to 150 foot-pounds to clamp clutch to shaft. Loose bolts equal stripped splines. Note, discs are approximately 3.2 mm thick when new. Replace discs after 1.6 mm of wear. Minimum disc thickness is 1.6 mm. Please refer to your owner's manual. The best safety device is an informed, careful operator. The operator is responsible for the safe operation of this slasher. The operator must be properly trained and over the age of 18. Operators should be familiar with the implement and tractor and all safety practices before starting operation. Read safety rules and safety decal information before starting operations. Make sure the operator has fully read and understood the manual prior to operation. Always operate equipment from the seat of the tractor with the seat belt securely fastened. Place transmission in neutral, engage brake, and ensure all other controls are disengaged before starting tractor engine. Never leave a tractor and implement running unattended. Do not carry persons or objects on the implement or tractor during work or while in transit. Look down and to the rear and make sure area is clear and safe before travelling in reverse. Use extreme care when working close to fences, ditched, hillsides or other obstacles. Do not operate or transport on steep slopes. Do not stop, start or change direction suddenly on slopes. Working up and down is preferred. Use extreme care and reduce ground speed on slopes and rough terrain. Watch for hidden hazards on the terrain during operation and avoid any hazards or object that could cause injury or damage. Stop implement, then tractor immediately upon striking an obstruction. Turn off engine, remove key, inspect and repair any damage before resuming operations. Always block implement when inspecting. Do not operate tractor PTO during transport or when implement is raised more than 150 mm above the ground. Disconnect the PTO when raising the slasher above working height. Disconnect driveline from the tractor PTO before performing any service work. Operate tractor PTO at 540 RPM speed as stated in specifications section unless you have purchased a multi-head and requested 1000 RPM. Always ensure the correct setting on your tractor before startup. Removing the slasher from the tractor. It is more than likely that you will have the implement in the transport position and therefore the PTO should already be disengaged. Never transport the implement with the PTO engaged. Lower implement and all attachments, that is loader buckets, all the way to the ground and wait for all moving parts to come to a complete stop. Turn off tractor ignition and remove key. Firmly apply park brake, release seatbelt and dismount the tractor. Remove check chains if installed. Disconnect the PTO shaft from the tractor and implement by depressing spring-activated locking pin. Collapse PTO shaft inside itself as far as possible and store in a dry area under cover. Block implement securely for storage with robust, secure supports, then remove top and lower linkage pins. Make sure that the tractor's lower linkage arms are free and return to tractor seat. Start tractor as specified in the tractor's operating manual. Select a low gear and slowly drive away from the implement, making sure that it does not fall. Periodically inspect all moving parts for wear and replace when necessary with authorized service parts. Fieldquip supplies safety decals on this product to promote safe operations. Look for loose fasteners, worn or broken parts, and leaky or loose fittings. Serious injury may occur from not maintaining this machine in good working order. Always support slasher with safety stands or blocks prior to servicing or performing maintenance under the slasher. Always disengage PTO. Slow-moving vehicle emblem and reflectors must be clean, in good condition and visible from the rear. Beware of oncoming traffic and roadside obstructions. Transport cutter in fully raised position. When possible, lock rock shaft control lever in raised position. Travel slowly over rough terrain. Always store implement in a flat position or on blocks. Stored attachments such as dual wheels and cage wheels can fall and cause serious injury or death. Securely store attachments and implements to prevent falling. Keep playing children and bystanders away from storage area. Wear close-fitting clothing and safety equipment appropriate to the job. Wear earmuffs or earplugs to protect against loud noise. Stay clear of rotating drive lines. Keep tractor master shield and drive line in place at all times. Keep riders off. Keep a first aid kit and fire extinguisher handy. Your authorized Fieldquip dealer may have shown you this DVD and presented you a DVD when you purchased your slasher. If you or any slasher operator has not seen this DVD, watch the DVD and read the operator's manual before operating your new slasher. If you do not understand any of the instructions included in the DVD or operator's manual, or if you have any questions concerning safety of operation, contact your supervisor, dealer, or Fieldquip Proprietary Limited.